No face, no case, no trace, no waste in the crypto game. He's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No Face Crypto channel. With no face, no case. You feel me? I'm going to explain the carry trade and the reverse carry trade in as short a period of time as possible in the best way possible. Please drop a like if you appreciate this and drop a comment if you appreciate this. Thank you, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Carry trade is a strategy investors use to profit differences in interest rates between countries, guys. So for example, they take a very low interest rate currency like the yen, traditionally 0% interest rate or even negative at some times in history, right? So they borrow that currency and then they convert that currency into another currency like USD, where the interest rate is a little bit higher. Let's say 3, 4, 5%. Okay, they then invest that currency into different assets within that transferred currency countries. Like, so they would take yen, transfer it into the USD, and then take that USD and buy Bitcoin, take that USD and buy real estate, take that USD and buy bonds, whatever it may be, right? So the profit here, that carry trade where you profit here, is the interest rate difference, aka the carry, right? Now that can be magnified by what asset you purchase with that USD. And so the difference in that carry can make your trading look much better, even though it's not actually that good. Well, it is. It's one of the best trades of all time. Let's be honest. All right. So now, what is a reverse carry? Before that, here's the math to a traditional carry trade. And also take note that there's two ways. Well, there's a laundry list of ways that a carry or reverse carry trade can be effective by outside sources, right? The two main ways, essentially, right, in positive ways, are a decrease in interest rate on the supplying currency, which in this case would be the yen, that would further increase the profit margin, and an increase in profit in whatever asset that bought currency is, like the USD, essentially, right? So if you bought Bitcoin, it went up 100%, and then the yen also decreased by 0.25% or something like that. So keep that in mind. But here's the math.
Let's say that interest rates in Japan are super low, like 0.25%. And let's also say that interest rates in the United States in a savings account are 4%. If we borrowed the equivalent of $1 million in Japan and took that money and put it in the US savings account, we'd be paying 0.25% in interest in Japan, which on $1 million equals $2,500. But we would be earning 4% interest on that $1 million in the US, or $40,000. We'd be making $37,500 every year. That's a return of 3.75%, and it sounds pretty good. This time, we will introduce the exchange rate component. If we want to borrow the equivalent of $1 million from a lender in Japan, we borrow in yen. Let's say that when we initiate the trade, the US dollar could buy 100 yen. That means we would borrow 100 million yen at 0.25%. Our interest payment for 1 year would be 250,000 yen. For now, we're going to continue to ignore currency conversion costs. We take our 100 million yen and convert it to $1 million and put that into a savings account that pays 4% interest. So we get our $40,000 of interest earned over the year. Now, let's say that the yen has depreciated, it's devalued from 100 yen per US dollar to 110 yen per dollar. Remember, if the yen is losing value, it will take more yen to buy $1 US. Let's also just assume that we unwind our trade after 1 year and that any interest owed is only payable at the end of that year, just to make things easier to follow. Our $1 million has grown with the interest earned of $40,000 to $1,040,000. We need some of that to pay off our loan in Japan, which was 100 million yen plus the interest of 250,000 yen for a total amount owing of 100,250,000 yen. At the new exchange rate of 110 yen per US dollar, we take 100,250,000 yen and divide that by 110 to get $911,363.64. So if we take what we have and we subtract what we owe, we get 128,000 and change, and that's a gain of 12.9%, which looks pretty damn impressive.
Impressive it is indeed. Now, with that being said, when this reverses, it is something ugly economically and macro-wise, right? It is not good. It's not good, it won't be good, and it will happen. Alright, but essentially what will happen here, and as I have stated in my previous videos, all utility assets will see a major rise after falling pretty quickly. And this is not something to be scared about. It is just the very real possibility of a black swan event. Alright, do with this information what you will. But here's the math for a reverse carry trade. Thank you. You may be asking yourself at this point, what would cause a trade as good as a carry trade to unwind? A simple increase in the interest rate of the yen and a decrease in the interest rate of the US dollar, which we are seeing currently, is something that would cause the rapid unwinding of a carry trade, which would cause a cascading terrible impact on all risk-on assets, no matter what country you're in or who you are.
90 yen per dollar. Remember, it's gone up in value, so it now takes less yen to buy $1 US. Now at the end of the year, we still owe 100,250,000 yen, but when we divide that by 90, we get just over 1.1 million that we now have to convert to cover that. There's just one problem. We only have $1,040,000. So we're short, in this case, just under $74,000.
Another thing to consider here would be the asset you were buying into once you were cashing out of the yen or whatever the supplying currency is, right? If that asset were to go down instead of print a return that year, you are at a loss, effectively. And so that is what is going to basically get explained in the next clip.
$900,000, because again, those stocks that we bought went down 10%. And if we closed out our trade to pay off the 100,250,000 yen we owe, and still assuming that the yen appreciated to 90 yen to the dollar, we are now short $213,000 and change, a loss of over 20% on our original $1 million initial position. And that is quite significant. And in the real world, what do you do when you see all this starting to happen, or you're worried that this is all starting to happen quickly?
Now, what happens when a reverse carry trade takes place? Well, instead of listening to my dumbass, you guys can listen to a bullion dealer himself. Here you go.
And I've talked about this on the channel in the past, and I warned you guys about silver. If it starts to rise too quickly, it's going to create a major problem. But this place I use, that's one of the places I use. They're not the biggest, but I heard something very scary about 20 minutes ago from another larger coin dealer. And he had told me, I can't verify this, but this is what he told me. He usually doesn't lie to me, that the largest refiner in the world is called Metalor. And apparently they're not buying any more silver, at least temporarily. So I think it's temporary. I hope it's temporary. They're basically a worldwide refinery that buys from all these smaller refineries around the world. So it makes sense now why these smaller refineries, why I'm getting these messages that they're not going to buy it. Because if they don't have a place to sell it to, then obviously they can't buy it. It's kind of scary. I've been doing this for 20 years. And I was also just talking to another friend of mine, coin dealer. He's an older guy. He's been in business 40 years. He told me he's never seen this before.
When people panic, they flee risk-on assets and they buy up gold, they buy up silver, they buy up platinum. But what happens when that fails? What happens when the flight to safety is a trap. Because that's what it's looking like right now, guys. Lock in. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope there's a good explanation for you guys. Please subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you have enjoyed this. I'm going to get out of here. You feel me?
Masked up tight like the thief in the dark. No face, no case, that's the spark of his art. Charts crashing, burning like the 4th of July. But no face, crypto still flying high. He rides the wave while the rest just drown. Rich list rider wearing the crown. Liquidation storms can't crack his code. He built his empire on the blockchain road. No face, no case, no trace, no waste in the crypto game. He's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space. When the market turned red and the bulls went blind, he stayed steady, sharp, mastermind refined. While wallets froze and traders wept, he flipped the script and his ledger kept. Bag so heavy it bends the rules, swimming through the sharks while they fight for pools. The greatest YouTuber to grace the scene, turning bear markets into a money machine. No face, no case, no trace, no waste in the crypto game. He's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space. When the market turned red and the bulls went blind, he stayed steady, sharp, mastermind refined. While wallets froze and traders wept, he flipped the script and his ledger kept. Bag so heavy it bends the rules, swimming through the sharks while they fight for pools. The greatest YouTuber to grace the scene, turning bear markets into a money machine. No face, no case, no trace, no waste in the crypto game. He's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space.